Good morning, everyone. Nick here from Meat Smoke Fire. Happy New Year. And look, blue sky. Hopefully it's going to be like that for the rest of the year. Can't promise it though, but we'll try. We thought we would start the new year sort of healthy, hopefully you've all had fantastic Christmases and New Years, whether you've been on your own or with family or whatever. We spent the New Year just the two of us, or the Christmas just the two of us, and New Year. FaceTiming and doing whatever into family and friends and so on. So a little bit different. We'd never had Christmas together, just the two of us. So I kind of enjoyed it. Anyway, that's what we've been doing. Hopefully you've all had a great time. Hopefully there's a few people coming on. So tell us what you did. Tell us all about your Christmas presents. What did you get? I got a bobble hat. Hence I'm wearing my bobble hat, and that was it. I got a bobble hat and a putting mat. There you go. But I did treat myself to something else. But that's it, a bobble hat and a putting mat and a thing so I can practice my putting since I can't play golf. Anyway, as usual, Helena's here. Guess what she got for Christmas? A bobble hat. That was it. Anyway, good to see some of you on. Hello to the Mindful Belly. Hi Paul, nice to have you on. Haven't seen you in a little while, I don't think. Good. So, watched you do some good cooks over Christmas. That was good. So welcome and get back into it. Right, 3 cooks today, or sort of 3 cooks. One isn't really a cook, but 3 cooks today. As usual, using 3 eggs. Yes, they are. We are using all 3, even though one of them isn't actually a cook. And we just thought, being January, we might want to be a bit healthy, so it's vegetarian today. How long that theme will last, I don't know. So we'll see what you feed back. So, but it is a curry. So equally, vegetarian on one side and curry on the other. It's all good, right? So we're going to do a roasted or toasted chickpea and cauliflower curry, which we thoroughly enjoy. And so we thought we'd do that. To go with our curry, the second dish is a vegetable pilau rice. And we're going to use the egg and the wok and that to cook that. So a bit of a different cook. And then the third cook, and we'll go over, isn't a cook. We're cold smoking. So in here, and hopefully you can see a little bit of smoke.
Is that vegetarian bacon?
That's vegetarian bacon. That's nothing to do with the cook. Yeah. Well, it was on. We're smoking. But the bit we're going to do, some more chickpeas. So we've got 2 lots of chickpeas, so a bit of theme here. But I'm smoking some chickpeas, and we're going to use these. They've been on for 2 or 3 hours now, so they'll have a bit of smoke in, so we're going to use those. And what we've got is a cold smoke generator. So hang on, I'll just lift it out. You can see. He says I might need to take that off first. Never tried lifting the whole lot out in one go. But if you look at the bottom, we've just got a cold smoke generator in here, and it's just smouldering. It's sawdust in there, and it just smoulders round, and that will smoulder for about 10 hours and smoke. And it doesn't generate any heat because there's no heat source. It just really is just smouldering. So while we've got bacon in there, so 2 sides of bacon that I cured over Christmas, we thought we'd just smoke some chickpeas, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those. For those of you who've got a cold smoke generator, we are using oak today, oak sawdust. I get it from Hot Smoked. You should be able to see that. They've got lovely people down at Hot Smoked, and I know somebody got a last minute delivery from them for Christmas, and I can't remember who it was, but they did brilliantly. Use Hot Smoked. If you want to go on their website, there is a promo code on there, MSSF10, Meat Smoke Fire 10, MSF10. You'll get 10% off. So yeah. Right, let's have a look what we're doing. Who's on, Helena?
So we have got Magic Brent.
Morning, Brent.
Dean is on.
Morning, Dean. Dean Snow.
Yes.
Yep. Morning.
Steve George.
Morning, Steve in the village.
Franco.
You'll be able to do this one, Steve. This cook involves 2 cast iron pans.
Jane.
Morning, Franco. Morning, Jane.
Yes.
Jane. Morning.
Karen.
True Love, of course.
Neil. Mackay.
Morning, Neil. Oh, Neil. Morning, Neil.
Wendy,
Morning, Wendy. God, we've got a good deal of
Harold,
people. Blimey.
Al, Steve, the
Christmas-
barbecue medic,
God, they're all on.
Paul,
Paul.
Ben Slater, David Steele, Jason
Morning,
Farmer,
Ben the farmer. God, they're all on.
Simon Burton, Benny the van.
Wow. Yeah, loads. Anyway, what did they all get for Christmas? Have they told us? Is anyone still suffering from their New Year's Eve hangover? Hopefully not. Anyway. Right, so let's have a look. We've got this egg about 180, 200 degrees. So you can see that here on the front. And at the moment, I set this up beforehand because this just takes a little while. But we are just roasting some cauliflower. So that's been in this pan, just roasting off. I just want to get it a little bit softer, give it a tiny bit of colour. And then in the pan below, I'm just going to slide this back. In the pan below, we are just crisping up some chickpeas. Now these were dried chickpeas that I soaked overnight and cooked in the water for an hour, but tinned would have been perfect. But anyway, they're starting to crisp up now. So it says losing one over there. It's just a little bit of crunch on the outside. Need 2 or 3 minutes more. So let's give that a bit more. If you're using your cast iron pans on the top layer, push them backwards a bit so that the thermometer, when it shuts, isn't inside the pan. You need it to sit here. If you put it forwards, when you shut it, you'll hear it. It'll go crunch. So just be wary of that. Over Christmas, I posted a video of, because you've all been asking for ages, aligning the bands on the new style hinges. So I'm pointing over there because that's my egg with the new style hinges. So this is the one I shot the video on. That's up on YouTube. And I know lots of people have already commented it's been really helpful, but it's just about getting your bands, making sure they're level on your egg. So it might be a good time for you all now to take a look at your egg and make sure everything's sitting level. What you don't want is your bottom band to be down at the back because it drags everything backwards, your dome backwards, and you get underbite basically. It's difficult for me to show that. Helena's pulling funny faces, but you get the dome gets pulled back, you get underbite, and the other thing you get is when the dome shuts, it rubs on the bottom and it will pull the gasket off. So I know we had somebody over Christmas who'd gasket rubbed off, which is, a waste of 30 odd quid. So just have a look at this and make a few adjustments, do a bit of spring cleaning. Anyway, this egg, we will use the wok in it in a bit, but wok isn't in it yet because I lent a friend one of the expander systems and I've forgotten to collect it, and he's still got it down the village. So I'm going to steal it from that one and go old school on there when we get to the next step. Perfect. Right, so we'll use the wok on there. This egg's going to be about 200 degrees, 180 to 200 degrees, sitting there perfectly at the moment. And once we put the expander basket in there, we'll be able to use the wok. So we'll go with that. Right, let's have a look at this. I might speed this through a bit. Because it's only us. Well, that's not looking too bad. That's looking all right, in fact. Right, so we've got some cauliflower, got a little bit of brown on there. It's starting to get tender, but we're still going to cook it in some sauce. You don't want to overdo it. No, that's nice. So I'm going to take that off. Just put it somewhere heat-proof. I'm going to take my expander system, the top portion of it off because I don't need it anymore. Just chuck that under here, out the way. And this bottom pan with our crispy chickpeas, we're going to take off, and I'm going to put the chickpeas in a bowl and reuse the pan. So let's get these out of here. This is difficult to do facing you, so I'm sure you all know how to put chickpeas in a bowl. So have we got any questions, Helena?
No, none so far.
Right, okay. So don't forget, ask your questions. Tell us what cooks you want us to do next. Right. We are going to take that out. I will put it up here for a second. And we're going old school. Look at that. A whole grid. Now that egg is a little bit hot, so I'm going to shut it a bit. And what we're going to do is take the top off, because we're going to use the basket. Get those out of the way. Get the expander out the way. We'll pop it under a table so nobody stands on it. Don't go too far away, Helena, they won't be able to hear you, hear me even. And we'll pop that in there. to start warming up our wok. So the expander basket's just got this round bit in the middle. The wok can just sit in there and that can warm up and that'll be ready to do some stir fry.
Nicholas has asked, what cast iron pans are you using?
These are the Big Green Egg cast iron pans. Woof! Did you see me burp that? No.
I think you might have got away with it.
They're the Big Green Egg cast iron pans. Let's lose that chickpea. This is the small skillet. That is pretty hot. I'm going to let that die down a bit first. Pop that over there. They're the Big Green Egg skillet. So that is the small one. They do one for the large. They call it. It says with his glove on. Slightly bigger. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We use them for everything. We use them indoors. I cooked Helena a obviously healthy fried breakfast along the vegetarian theme, using vegetarian pork bacon and so on. Yesterday we did the whole thing in one pan, and they're brilliant. So love them, and you can use them on the hob too. So they work on induction gas and everything. So we just did it inside. Don't always cook outside.
Someone else has asked, where did you get your gloves from?
Gloves are these are from Amazon. If you look on my website, meatsmokefire.co.uk, at the top right, I've forgotten what I call it, reviews or something like that, there's a page called Essential Accessories. They're linked on there. So if you go to Amazon via the link, I get paid about 3p a pair. But it does add up. I make about 7p a week, which was my pocket money when I was a kid. It was. We used to be able to go and get 14 halfpenny chews. Spoiled, rotten. Right, I'm going to go with this. It's hot. That's all right. It's calming down a bit now. So we're going to go in. Our pan's probably cooled down a bit, so we'll get that in there. I'm going to get a little bit of olive oil in and go in with my mustard seeds. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of mustard seeds. 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. And I'm just going to spread those around a little bit and wait a minute or two. They'll start cracking. So shut the egg. I want to remain in control. Always remember that. Lid down, remain in control. If you've got the lid up, it's going to get hotter and hotter and it's going to be a disaster. Helena's smiling. I don't know what you're all saying on the comments.
No, just true.
Yeah, it's difficult. So we're going to fry those a little bit until they start to pop. So I want to put this egg out. So now it's calmed down.
Morning Paul, morning Sue.
Which Paul's that?
Mr. White.
Mr. White from Devon.
Mark's on from Newcastle.
Morning Mark, Smoke Fine Foods. Food, I always get it wrong. Smokefinefood.co.uk. Look him up. Look up Paul. Hyde Park Barnes does some lovely holiday homes. We get to pop down and see them occasionally. We spoke to them on New Year's Eve. Paul will be 50 this month.
I'm sure he's really pleased to broadcast that to everyone.
Maybe it's on a Saturday and we can do a special cook. Who knows?
Thanks for that, Andrea. I obviously missed that question. So Andrea is helping and will answer questions remotely as well, and note any down that we might miss or she's not able to answer. But you can use tinned chickpeas for this recipe.
Absolutely.
In fact, the curry recipe suggested you use tinned chickpeas. They tend to roast better, I think. But we've used dried ones today, so we'll see how they go.
I made too many last night. Usual thing. Got a bit over ambitious. Went a bit mad as usual. Yeah. Right. Let's get on with this. So these are starting to warm up. We're going to put in our onions. So I've got an onion chopped, finely chopped. We'll get that in there. And we're just going to start making this sauce. All this time, our cauliflower and our chickpeas aren't, they're out of the egg. So no worries with that. Now these are going to take a couple of minutes, so we'll just get those going. Let's go and have a look at our smoked chickpeas. People, don't panic, it's cold. So they don't look a lot different, but
oh, I can't smell that.
You can smell them, can't you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep you back. And what we'll do is we'll bring them over here. Now what we're going to do is just make a hummus, a smoked hummus. So I'm just going to use the blender.
Okay, so that's a good point. Thanks, Sue. Can you recap what we're cooking? Dean, I'll come back to your question in a minute.
So we are cooking a toasted chickpea. So you can see they look different. They've been toasted chickpea and cauliflower curry. We're cooking a vegetable pilau rice. And we're going to do a hummus, a smoked hummus. Now I know they don't all go together, but somebody did ask for Turkish the other month, so I don't know if this counts. Anyway, let's get on with the hummus.
And Dean asked if we've done duck with pancakes.
We have done duck with pancakes.
I thought we had.
So I'm going to put in about usual Nick measurements. A quarter of a cup is the measurement, 60 millilitres, or some dollops in my world of, there it is, I knew I had it out here, of tahini. Now I use this stuff from a Asian supermarket or an Eastern European supermarket. The Cypressa stuff that you get in Tesco's and Sainsbury's and all that is horrible. I'm going to put in juice of a lemon. So it asks for about 60 millilitres. So I'm going to put in a juice of a lemon. We can always add more later if we think it needs it. And then I'm going to get this whisked up a little bit. So all we've got in there at the moment is just that tahini. Now you're going to have to keep close, Helen, because that's going to be noisy. Right, let's start twiddling this around. So while that's whizzing round, you can see our onions are starting to brown a little bit, soften up. So it's time for 4 cloves of garlic and about an inch of ginger to go in.
Hi, Mark, your question, do you have to use a Thermomix for the hummus? No, you don't. You could use anything.
Any old blender.
Yeah.
It's just the one I have. Right, let that. So I put the garlic and the ginger in there and we're going to soften those up a bit. So that's all we've got so far. That's been about a minute on there. So I'm just going to knock it down. Now if you blend this and whip it, it just makes it a little bit more aerated. So if you have a look in there, you can see it's all nice paste. It's got the lemon juice in there. Lovely. I'm going to give that a tiny bit more. Two recipes at once. This is disaster for me. Right. Right, now into here now. We've got in this huge bowl I've got 1 clove of garlic, a small clove of garlic because I ran out of the small bowls. So that's going in. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You don't often see me cook it. That's how often you see me. I've just had to take the lid off. A couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then we're going to blend that again.
Let's check that curry mix up and see.
Yeah. Let's get that away before I knock it over. Oh, that's looking good. So this egg is about 180 degrees. Give that a minute, that should be done. We want about a teaspoon of cumin in there to give it a little bit of spice. This is ground cumin. That'll do. And then we're going to go in with our chickpeas. Now, these are the smoked chickpeas. This is going to go everywhere. Your comedy moment for today. Oh no, I'm doing all right. And we can blend that up. Now this is where you decide how thick you want it. So I'm going to push it down. That's quite thick. So to thin it up a bit, I'm going to add some water. 3 or 4 tablespoons. We'll do that and then we'll get into the curry. Might go a little bit more in a minute. Right, we'll come back to that. Let's do this curry. Right. Now we've got our onions, our garlic, our ginger, all nice and soft. So now we go in with the herbs and spices. So we have some garam masala, some turmeric, some ground cumin, some ground coriander, and some chili powder. All the amounts are on the website, so we'll pop those in.
So I'll just do a little bit of a recap
Yep.
because quite a few people have just joined.
Wow.
So we are cooking a roasted
Smell.
cauliflower
Oh.
and chickpea curry. We've cold smoked some chickpeas for hummus, and we're going to do some vegetable pilau rice.
Right.
Morning,
what's my tin of
Rachel.
Tomatoes.
Morning, Chris.
There.
Morning,
Is that my
Martina.
brother?
No, that's Chris Smith actually.
Oh, okay. Morning, Chris Smith.
But
CP Smith, Stoves.
Rachel
Right,
Williams.
so I'm going in with a tin of tomatoes. Chopped tomatoes. I'm going in with some salt and pepper. About a teaspoon of salt. Get that in there. I'm going to get that mixed together. It's getting a bit, smells amazing. Right, I'm going to give that a couple of minutes. So let's get back to our hummus and then we'll get onto our rice. So our hummus is quite thick still, a bit more water. And it all depends on how thick you want it and how smooth you want it. Oh, that's looking good. Right, I'm going to say, what have I forgotten to put in it? Let's give it a taste. Might go with a bit more lemon. So,
Let's have a quick.
yeah, have a little look in there. That's delish.
Nice.
A little bit more lemon. Do another half. We'll put the lid. There we go. That'll do me. And now all we need to do is just take that out.
So Rosamond has just asked, what brand are your cast iron dishes that you use in the egg?
They are Big Green Egg. They're the Big Green Egg skillets. I know the large is out of stock with Big Green Egg. I've got a few here. And I know that as of today, the large egg is out of stock. So if you're after a large egg, it's showing as out of stock on the website. Right, where I'm going to put this, I'll put it over on the table. But I'm going to give it a drizzle of olive oil. That always looks nice. I'm going to put on a little bit of sprinkle of paprika, smoked paprika to add to that smoky flavour. Might do this with my fingers because I know how messy I am. There we go. And we will put that over by the table. Oh, I know what I've forgotten.
So did you save some of the
I
chickpeas?
saved some chickpeas to go on the top. There we go, Messy Chef Award. There you go, homemade hummus. So whoever it was who asked for the Turkish, I think it was Andrew Lawrence, wasn't it? Or
He's not on.
or one of those guys. There you go, Turkish hummus. Right, get back to our curry.
Morning, Connor.
Right, it's thickening up nicely, which is what we want. So we are almost ready. So now we can go in with our chickpeas. We can go in with our, with my glove, it's still quite hot. He says, picking up the pan with his hand. In with our cauliflower. It's looking delish. And I've got half a can now because we made this the other day. Here's the other, we've already used half. So this is half a can of coconut milk. So we'll get that in. Sorry, we've got big lorries going past at the moment. They're still digging our village up. And what we'll do is bring that all together.
So Nick, did you say that we'd got some large skillets?
I have a few large skillets
Are
here.
they on the website?
They're not. I need to get them up on the website.
Harold, if you just send Nick a DM, he'll help you with a large skillet.
We've got them somewhere. No, I've got a few left. I bought some before Christmas. So we'll let that just boil down now a little bit, thicken up that sauce. But that is going to be our chickpea curry.
Nice.
Right, I'm going to turn it down a tad because I don't want it to burn out. So let's get on with our rice.
Okay, so Neil has asked, how come you don't use extra virgin olive oil very often?
Extra virgin olive oil tastes really heavy, so it's really good for salad dressings, but not great for cooking. I don't really like cooking with it. It just adds too much flavour to dishes. So hence I use it so little. I tend to use, you'll always see me with this bottle. It's sorry, a bit of chickpea spat there. It's olive oil, but it's light olive oil, so it's got very little flavour in, and we just keep it we just decant it into these glass bottles with the pourers on the top. So that's my preferred one. That's just the way we are. Right, in here we have our egg. Our wok is nice and hot, so I'll go in. You can see how hot it is with a bit of ground nut oil. I'm going to go in with some onion. So while our curry's finishing, now if you're at home and you've only got one egg, you could prep this first, pop it in the oven to keep warm.
Or you could prep your curry and keep the curry on.
Prep the curry first and do it that way. But I'm just doing two at once. Right, so I will shut the lid because I don't want this to get too hot. Although this is a very fast dish. So give that another minute. And then we're going to go, I'm going to go in. I'm going to keep some of these back. So I will borrow that bowl, just again. But we're going to go in with some spring onions. So nice and green, get those in there again. Start warming those through, cooking them through. Now at the moment, this could be any old stir fry, any Asian stir fry. But we're going to make this Indian. We're going to make this pilau. We're going to add some Indian flavours to it. So what we've got some garam masala, some turmeric, just to give it that Indian pop. I don't want to put too much on because we've already got that on the rice. We've got some pepper and some salt, so we'll get those in there in a sec. Right.
Someone has just asked, is the wok a big green egg
Yes,
wok?
the wok is a big green egg wok. Brilliant. Love them. So I've just put green pepper in there, so we're sticking with the green theme. Now your eggs should be around 200, 220. When we started I think it's 180, but it will get hotter because we keep opening the lid. So just be careful with that. It's really easy when you're, I'm going to open it a bit now. It's really easy when you're stir frying to have the lid open a lot and the temperature get up and up and up and you get out of control, and then you'll start burning stuff before you're cooking it. So yeah. So we've got some nice green onions. So in here so far is just green pepper, an onion, about 5 or 6 spring onions, and that's all we've got in there at the moment. To that I'm going to add some chopped tomatoes and a bit of tomato that was left over from yesterday's breakfast. That's not in the recipe. So we'll get those in just to give it a bit of colour, and at this point I'm going to get the spices in there as well. So start getting those through. Now this is going to be your rice, curried pilau rice.
Someone's asked, is your hat green? A big green egg? It's not, is it? Where's
No,
it from,
it's
Nick?
from Oddballs. They sell underwear, but they support men's prostate cancer.
I thought you were going to say they support men's
Balls. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they do that as well, but no, they're from Oddballs. Look them up. don't know that I've got a big green egg cap somewhere.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not nice.
No.
Don't like it. Very American. Right.
Your outfit is actually colour coded to the sky. So
Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to go in with some frozen peas.
Oh.
Just to perk it up. Won't use all of those, I don't think. You know me, I measured everything this morning. It said 150 grams and that was my guess. Right, they're looking good. Time to get our rice in. Now, what we did, we pre-cooked the rice last night and then not froze it, but put it straight in the fridge. If you're going to reheat rice, be really, really careful that you cool it down really quickly. So I just put the pan straight in the fridge. There's no problem doing that. Gets it cold quickly. And then this is just basmati.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Get that in there. Is that enough? Oh, I might go with it all. So we'll get that in there and we'll start frying that off. Now you've got to make sure now you heat this up and heat it through. Rice is one of the worst things for giving people food poisoning. And it's when you leave it sitting at room temperature. So cool it down fast, get it under 5 degrees, get it in the fridge. And then when you heat it up, make sure you've cooked it through. But this, it just, oh, it smells. It does smell amazing.
Your curry looks like it's going a bit ballistic.
Yeah, it's going a bit fast, probably burning, knowing me. Right. Oh no. Look at that. So all very yellow at the moment. Sauce is thickening up nicely, which it's supposed to. If you want to thin it down a bit, you could always add some water. But we want those chickpeas to stay that little bit crunchy. Because we fried them off. That'll give them some crunch. If you wanted to add some colour, you could put in some green pepper, but I'm just going to put some coriander on the top at the end. Just a little bit of fresh coriander. That's looking lush. Right, we're nearly there. Let's have a look. How are we doing on time? Perfect. So the wok comes with one of these bamboo. If you buy the big green egg wok, it comes with one of these bamboo shovel things. If you're going to do a lot of shovel, what do you call them?
I don't know. Just shovel things.
Shovel things. If you're going to do a lot of cooking, I would get a metal one. Because I've already burnt, I burn it here all the time, and I've broken one already. But to start with, they're great. So just keep moving it around. You don't want to burn it. You don't want to stick it to the bottom. If you wanted to put egg fried rice, you could just create a well in the middle and sort of scramble some egg into the middle of it. Mushroom would work well. I'd cook it a bit first. Right, that's looking coming through. I didn't bring a thermopen out, but you could test what temperature it is with the thermopen. Anything above 63 degrees, that would be great. Because that's that point, if you leave it above 63 degrees for about 30 seconds, I think it is, off the top of my head, that's enough to kill all the bugs. So if you take it above that, you're fine. Right, let's, I think.
So any suggestions for future cooks? We're trying to do vegetarian, not necessarily vegan during January.
Vegetable fajitas.
Yeah, we could do vegetable fajitas.
What do people want? Mix it up a bit. It's not all about meat. Any other questions while we're here though? Out of the way.
Let's see at the moment.
Right. I'd say our curry is looking perfect. So I'm going to get that off. I don't want that to cook down too much. So let's take that off. We'll take it over to the table. Let's do that quickly.
Oh, someone has said moussaka.
A moussaka, good shout. While I'm here, by the way,
Oh, okay.
pack it.
Yeah, we cheated this morning.
Put a couple of those on. go with our hummus. Let's whiz up our, you might have to run around the back of me, Helena, but our rice.
Okay, so we've got, oh, hello, sorry.
Oh,
Aubergine parmigiana.
did that come from Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I might use Mark's recipe then.
We've got Mexican enchiladas or things like that.
Oh, yes.
A veg lasagna or a veg chili.
Yeah.
Actually, we've got a really nice, we tried last year, didn't we? It was cannelloni we did with squash.
I can give you some
potato.
tips on how to do that.
Yeah. And people have asked for more rotisserie cooks to go with new Christmas presents. We will keep doing some more other little
videos.
videos.
Don't push it too much, no? Nearly grabbed that with my hand. Hang on. Right. So I'll plate one up.
Don't forget the pitta.
Yeah. Just going to flip the pitters. Real nice. Get a little bit of coriander.
Shame you guys can't smell it. It does smell good.
A little bit of coriander on here. Oh, I know what I've forgotten to put in.
Oh, what?
I've forgotten to put in the mango chutney, so we'll just put it on the side.
Okay.
Right. Let's plate one up. So, bit of our vegetable pilau rice. Should be enough here for about 3 or 4, depending on how hungry you all are.
Probably get a bit more than that.
Bit of our
Getting a lot of love for this.
chickpea curry.
Okay, so I missed
Another time.
Nicholas from Heidelberg
Oh, Nicholas is on.
has asked if you can do the rice dish with fresh cooked rice as well. He needs some ideas because he's getting his own flat.
Oh, brilliant, Nicholas. That's great news. Yes, you can do it with fresh cooked rice. It's easier with cold to fry it. So, but yeah, you could. There's no reason why you can't. It's just trying to boil it and get it ready at the same time. It's all a bit frantic. So let me just find my mango, which I did bring out, and then I'll serve it. Oh, here it is. I like a good dollop of mango chutney. Anyway, there we go. And of course, we could have made naans. But yeah, let me get a piece of towel to tidy that up a tiny bit. Good old blue roll.
I guess you could do the curry with maybe some sweet potato instead.
Yeah, any veg. Curried veg is just delish. So there we have it. Better get me pittas. But we've got a vegetable pilau with a cauliflower and chickpea curry with some mango chutney. Be lovely with a naan. Right.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. White. Sometimes when you use fresh rice for those kinds of dishes, it does go a little bit claggy. So it is worth just spending a little bit of time pre-cooking the rice.
Probably too much.
Uncle Nick, I've just finished training. You are making me hungry.
Who's that?
I think that might be Lexi or Sol.
Okay, so there we go. Oh, I'm going to have a little scoop. Homemade hummus, smoked hummus, that's the key bit. Smoke it, cold smoke it on your egg. Lovely.
Oh, it was Sol.
So Sol's my nephew and he's an elite gymnast. He came first this time last year in a European competition, November last year, year before last, I mean, if you know what I mean. Anyway, hopefully that's been another cook to motivate you to get out and use your egg. Beautiful day for it. So yeah, keep the ideas coming in. If you've got any questions, ping them in afterwards. I don't see the comments and Helena hasn't read them all, unfortunately, so we can't save those, so there's no way of us capturing those. so they'll just disappear. So
I think Andrea's been making some
yeah,
notes.
Andrea has been making some notes. But otherwise, we'll be back next week, hopefully sunny again, and we'll do another vegetarian cook.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Perfect. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week.